Pull up in motorcades. I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do.
Barely Football Podcast once again. My name is Giancarlo.
I'm
co-host
Gabe.
Gabriel. We're here for part 2, episode 3. Part 2.
Part dose
of this Barely Football Podcast. So what are we talking about here? Continuation of the topic of last time that we left off was Mbappe's transition at Real Madrid right now. December 7th, 2024. Yeah. 2024-2025 La Liga season. Plus the Champions League.
Is he a flop?
Is he a flop?
So far.
This is the main topic everywhere right now.
So far. As a Real Madrid fan, I'm a Bayern Munich fan.
As a Real Madrid fan.
Would you consider him a flop? Right now?
He's not a flop.
Not a flop. What would you consider him?
I heard...
No. I'm not saying long term, but right now.
Right now?
In the 18 games you've seen him play, is he a flop?
He's not a flop.
So what would you call him?
You know who I could talk? You know who I can tell? I can't speak. You know who I can say who's a flop? Who was a flop? Eden Hazard. If we're talking on December 7th, 2019, December 7th, 2019, and if I could go back,
you're right.
5 years,
he was a flop.
He was a flop. And look what happened. Hazard in 4 years at Madrid, 72 games, 8 goals, I think 6 assists. Mbappe's not reaching those numbers. Of course he's not reaching these numbers. Because look at his numbers now. 8 goals, 14 games. Hazard did that in probably 2 to 3 seasons. Definition of a flop. That is Eden Hazard. But Mbappe right now, no. He's in a transition period between a league, the French league, which is completely different.
He was also playing as a left wing versus now he's playing as a striker.
Also, too, Hazard was obviously a winger, left winger. And Mbappe is a striker. He's playing as a striker.
You know what's crazy to think about, though?
Habitual position, yeah.
If Eden Hazard hadn't failed, Vinicius would never gotten his chance when he did. It's true.
Another point to prove.
Because if Eden Hazard had been the Eden Hazard at Chelsea, Vinicius would have never gotten the playtime he did. So would we have a modern day Vinicius? Or would he have left? Would he have been at Mariano? Would have Vinicius Jr. been Mariano?
Okay, here we go. Real Madrid fan point of view here. If Eden Hazard was disciplined, not injured, and actually cared to train, he would have been putting numbers like Mbappe right now in his first season. He would have been bench Vinicius his whole entire time at Madrid.
Because Vinicius
would have been second fiddle to Hazard, bro.
So would we have a Vinicius of today? Because
Vinicius not. First season, not. He would have been a Rodrigo. No, respect to Rodrigo.
I think Rodrigo still underrated because he's a right.
He would have been Arda Güler. He would have been Brahim Diaz. He would have been an Endrick, in my honest opinion. Because Vinicius is not gonna pulling these numbers. Vinicius.
My favorite player is Bobby Charlton.
Cap. Vinicius would have never reached the Vinicius nowadays to being second.
That's crazy to think about, though. Like, if Eden Hazard had actually played like how people expect him to play, we wouldn't have the Vinicius of today.
Yeah, absolutely not. Because Hazard, Hazard, if he put up these numbers, obviously with this transition period, Vinicius would have been chilling on the bench. Second fiddle. He would not be he wouldn't be like Rodrigo, underrated, but he wouldn't reach the numbers now. He wouldn't be the Vinicius that we know today.
Potential Ballon d'Or
winner? Absolutely not. I mean, honestly, to be honest, Vinicius, as a Real Madrid fan, I'm proud of where he's gone because every single season since he joined us back in 2018, every single season he seemed to improve his stats and he seemed to improve his game. But honestly, to be honest, Vinicius is a Real Madrid player. He's not a Brazil player, if you know what I mean.
He does not perform
at all. Hazard performs with his national team, even at Madrid. No matter how bad in form and how many
he did play good.
He did play good for Belgium, though.
It's just that Belgium team was so discombobulated, bro. Like they played
Hazard, no matter what, injured, bad form, no game time, he would still play for Belgium. And
if there was a McDonald's FC, he'd be number one.
Number one.
McDonald's FC, bro.
Exactly. Like Vinny right now, bro. It's kind of confusing. Vinny with the national team because when he's coming back from injury, real time. He only has 5 goals in 37 games since his debut in 2019. That's pretty abysmal, bro. 5 goals in 37 games right now. It's pretty abysmal.
Okay, question for you as a Real Madrid fan.
Yes.
Let's see the Brazilian national coach. Do you start Vinicius or Rafinha?
Who's this coach? Dorival Jr.
Let's say you're him. Do
Vinny
you
was
start
there.
Rafinha or do you start Vinicius
If I were to go,
as a Brazilian national team manager?
I'm a Real Madrid fan. Yeah, it would be Rafinha, bro.
Right?
Rafinha, bro.
So why isn't Rafinha starting?
Rafinha did start.
Oh.
Last 2 games.
I did not watch the Brazilian team.
Rodrigo, because he was injured, and even if he wasn't injured, Rafinha still would have. You know what I'm saying? I can't even speak. Going back, even if Rodrigo was not injured, Rafinha would still be in the starting 11 over Rodrigo. It's that simple. The form.
No, but Rafinha's a left winger.
He can play on the right too. Well, Jamal is on the right.
He's not Brazilian.
He's not Brazilian, of course. When he was at Leeds United, I saw he played on the right. But he's a left winger. I mean, he can adapt to being on the left.
But
right.
his
And I've
best
seen at Barca, he
his
plays
best
as a cam.
season.
He's
His
played
best
as a
season
cam
has
before.
been his left wing. His best
He's been playing as a cam too, which is crazy. No, I've seen in the live scores in the position in the formation.
Yeah.
He's played as a cam, but as a left winger and put Vinicius as a striker, adapt to that. Adapt to it. Vinicius.
I don't think Vinicius can be a striker.
Because let me tell you something straight up, Brazil does not have a top striker right now.
Bring out Bobby back.
Endrick.
Bobby
is
Firmino.
No way. Oh, I thought you were talking about Bobby Charlton.
No, not
Yo, Bobby Firmino, bro. Roberto Firmino. Firmino was class in his prime. But he's not a striker, though. He is a Thomas Muller. He's a center forward. He has the playmaking ability of a 10, but he's not a 10. He is a center forward.
Brazil don't got a striker,
They
right?
don't got a striker, bro. They do not have a striker.
It's kind of like Germany. Germany doesn't have a striker either.
They improvise Gnabry. And they improvise Timo Werner, who does not know how to score a goal.
And Kai Havertz. They've been using Kai Havertz as a striker.
He's a center forward in real life. In real life, Kai Havertz is a right winger and a right mid, and they improvise.
I always thought he was a cam,
And
bro.
At Arsenal, he's a center
like
forward.
I think at his best at Leverkusen, he was a cam.
Oh, in his breakthrough, of course.
Yeah, because that's his best position. But
In
unfortunately,
his early days, yeah.
unfortunately, there's someone named Martin Odegaard who's just better.
Odegaard's a classic 10. He's a modern day 10 now.
He's class, bro.
He's class. Martin Odegaard is 10. He's a modern day 10, not like James, who's an old fashioned cam that no one uses. But yeah, I would definitely start Rafinha over Vinicius if I had the power to. We're talking about form here, dude. We're talking about form. Like right now, Rafinha's form has been absolutely on the top of the world.
All right, so if you go back in time, would you have brought Mbappe to this team?
I would still do.
You still would?
Mbappe to Real Madrid has been screaming from Real Madrid fans' lungs for like 4 years.
Even though, because of Mbappe, you've done worse this year than you did last year, you would still bring him?
Still bring him. Because last year we were just different. We didn't have injuries. We had a backup striker,
Who was your backup striker?
Joselu.
Who was your main striker?
We didn't have a striker, which is the thing. We didn't have a
You
striker.
had Bellingham.
We had Bellingham playing as a cam, and he scored 22 goals for us. He won us the Champions League. He won us a league title, and he was our top scorer. There's nothing more to ask. But when it comes to a backup striker, we got nothing. We got Mbappe, and who do we have as a natural number 9? No one. Because we bought Joselu, and we sold him straight to Qatar. I have no idea who is our backup striker. It could be Arda Güler on a good day. It can be Endrick too, but Endrick is a position.
Bobby Charlton.
Bobby Charlton as our striker, but he's in general he's a center forward or a left winger or a right winger too. Endrick is weird. Endrick is just weird because I don't know where he plays, but where he plays, he's had decent games, but we just need game time. You know, he just needs the game time. But Mbappe right now as a striker, he's going back to your first question. He still needs. He's going through a time that he still needs to adapt. People just say like, oh, because he's flawed, but he needs because Ronaldo in his first season too. I didn't watch football as a 5-year-old when he joined Real Madrid back in 2009, but he did struggle. And fun fact, he played as a striker.
They didn't win any trophies until like 2013, right?
Like 2012, we won the league, and we won the Copa del Rey in 2011. But Ronaldo started as a striker, bro.
Because Los Galácticos didn't really win anything, right?
I got to go back. Let me see. Ronaldo's first season, because Raul was still there. Raul was still in.
Raul Jimenez.
You wish. Oh, he played for Atletico.
Was that his name, Raul Jimenez? No.
Raul Gonzalez. Raul
Oh.
Gonzalez, yeah. Raul, Real Madrid legend. He was playing his last season before he moved to Schalke. And he was...
Wait, that's where he went to
He
Schalke?
went to Schalke, bro. He went to Bundesliga, yeah. And he was...
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
I don't know at the time who was our left winger back in the time. That was in the time that we bought Xabi Alonso, Benzema, and Ronaldo. They were all in the beginning. And Ronaldo in his first season at Madrid, he also struggled, but he had the number 9 shirt.
He did.
He had the number 9
Before
shirt.
number 7, yeah.
Before number 7, so he played as a striker. He didn't play as a winger. He struggled in the beginning. I don't know how many goals he scored. I have to check later on. But then obviously
still did
he
good, but it was nowhere
gradually became the player that we all knew now. That we all know now.
The
The Sui, which happened 5 years later. And yeah, so Mbappe, I think he still needs some time. 8 goals in 14 games in the league is not bad, but people want 16 goals in 14 games, which is outrageous. He's not going to pull Haaland numbers, in which Haaland is not even pulling those numbers. Gyökeres numbers, he's not pulling those numbers. It takes time.
But
he
the
went
thing
from being
is,
at PSG to Real Madrid.
Holland pulled those numbers his first season. At Man City.
He's a different type of player. And Haaland, once
Yeah,
again,
but the thing is,
Haaland
like-
is a striker. Mbappe's not a striker.
The thing is,
He's
alright, when's the last time Mbappe scored in a big game?
in a big game.
A game that mattered. Never.
Never. He
That's
was
the answer. That's the answer.
He was offside. He was offside when the game mattered.
Now, if we counted how many outside goals he scored, Ballon d'Or winner. But outside goals don't count.
He has scored against teams that. Well, today, at the time of this recording, he scored against Girona, which last year they were the underdogs. Now this season they're the completely different Girona that everybody knew.
Well, the entire midfield was sold.
The entire midfield was sold. Alex Garcia went to Leverkusen,
And Saras Bola, whatever his
and
name is.
Artem Dovbyk went to Roma.
Wait, Saras Bola was on that team, no?
Who?
Might be bugging.
Savinho is in Man City right now.
That's what I meant to say.
And
Wait, which was that guy that went to Arsenal?
Mikel Merino.
Was it him?
Yeah, he played for Sociedad.
No, he was from Girona. No, you're right. I'm thinking of the wrong team.
Yeah, Girona had an ex-Man City player there. But, yeah.
Oh, they got Danny Blind, right?
Daily Blind, yeah. But
Daily,
he's up there. He's like point of retirement. But, yeah, so they're a mid-table team now. You know, they pulled a Leicester City even though they didn't win the league. They didn't win the league, but they're back to their normal mid-table.
They pulled a Tottenham.
They pulled a Tottenham.
Because let's be real. Tottenham did
Spurs.
one good season where they came second, and after that they've been like 4th, 5th, 6th, and then now
Well, Spurs, but the thing with Spurs, they're actually a consistent team.
consistently bad.
Consistently bad, but they're not mid-table either. Listen, will they win the league one day? Hopefully, I'm not a Spurs fan. I have a friend that's a Spurs fan. Shout out to Caleb Barraza.
You just doxed them.
I doxed him. Sorry, I'm not gonna put no socials. Shout out to Caleb.
His social is 845-637.
Shout out to Caleb, bro. Shout out to Caleb, who's a Spurs fan. If you're watching this, I hope you win a trophy. I hope Spurs win a league. I hope Spurs win an FA Cup or something, because listen, you Spurs fans, I know you've gone through so much. You lost Harry Kane because this dude's team, Bayern Munich, he took him and he's actually pulling out numbers. You might win the Bundesliga.
We're gonna win his first trophy. We're not gonna win the FA.
And Spurs has potential to be special. You lost.
We're gonna win the Bundesliga.
Indeed. And Spurs has potential to be special. They lost the 2019 Champions League final. They were actually going.
What was it, 2017-2018 League Cup? No, like just the regular league. They came second.
You know what's the laughing? No. It's the.
Was it 16-17?
It was a preseason tournament.
Oh, the Audi Cup.
Audi Cup back in 2015.
This was Arsenal. Hold up. Let me get something.
I'm with you, bro. Shout out to Caleb, bro. Shout out to Caleb.
Yeah, this was a trophy that Arsenal
I
won
doubt
with
you
the Audi
ain't
Cup.
putting
They were like, this is the only trophy they ever got.
That's crazy, bro. Caleb, I love you, bro. Don't take it personal. You know I love you. Yeah, bro. Spurs have come close many times. They played the Champions League. They finished second in the 2016-17 season. I remember that so well when Chelsea won the league. They finished second, and Kane finished as the Golden Boot winner. And when Dele Alli was in his prime, Spurs actually had a good team. That was prime Spurs, by the way.
They had a Harry Kane. They had Dele Alli.
Dele Alli in his prime.
They had Heung-min Son at that point, right?
Son in his prime too. Harry Kane in his absolute
they had
prime.
Vertonghen. They had
Vertonghen in his prime.
They had
Musa Dembele.
Hugo Lloris.
Hugo Lloris, bro, in his prime.
Hugo Lloris.
Musa Dembele in his prime.
They had a good team.
They had a good team. But Spurs lack the mentality of winning trophies. They should win trophies.
No, they like the manager.
The manager, because we went from Mauricio Pochettino. We went from Pochettino to Mourinho.
Mourinho could have won the first trophy if they didn't fire him the day before the actual final.
Indeed.
Like, who does that? Who fires their manager the day before a final?
Spurs reached a final with Mourinho.
And they fired him. So Mourinho didn't play the final. They fired him.
Is that the...
It was the FA Cup.
The FA Cup. Oh, the FA Cup final too, like 3 times. I remember the 2016.
Because they would make it to the final. And the winning they made it with Mourinho, because Mourinho had never, at that point, Mourinho had never lost a final ever. They fired him the week before. Which I'm like, fire him after.
Fire him after, yeah, I remember. I don't remember which final it was. I think it was the FA Cup.
I'm pretty good.
The Carabao, because no, Spurs reached the Carabao Cup final.
I think it was a big trophy. It would have been the first big trophy ever.
FA Cup.
Like, or not.
FA Cup is a big deal in England, bro. Not the Carabao. Carabao is like it's like with all the division teams.
It's like winning the Community Shield.
Basically. Oh, they could have won that too. But Spurs needs the manager to win trophies. Like, Ange Postecoglou right now, he needs the mentality. He's a good manager, though. I trust him. Once again, I think this is like the 10 millionth time I've said it. Shout out to Caleb. I believe in you, son.
Shout out to Russell Cellular.
Yes, sir.
And Hedgie.
And Angie. We'll come back for part 3.